Hi, my name is Jackie Murray with Ask a Tech Teacher. I'm your guide through these 32 lessons in the Structured Learning Technology curriculum. This is third grade, and we're on lesson 10. This is the first of a two-lesson unit on graphic organizers. So we're going to cover the basics, and then next week you'll finish up the project. It takes a little more than 45 minutes. We try to aim each lesson for about 45 minutes a week, and this takes a little longer, so you get 2 weeks on it. But vocabulary is going to be pretty normal. Well, you'll want to make sure they understand what a graphic organizer is, a Venn diagram, visual learning, those topics. FRO, because they're going to be talking about the important keys on the keyboard. There's aren't the FRO, but I think there is one that's on the FRO. What is that one right there? F4. So you, to have them understand that FRO is the F keys at the top of the keyboard. If you're on a traditional keyboard, if you're on a Chromebook, that's not true. So don't even worry about it then. Problem solving, pretty typical problems. Just glance through them and know that your students are solid with these. And new topics, page headings, and sets or categories, whichever way you're probably used to thinking, and students might be used to thinking them as categories. We're just going to introduce the idea of sets and subsets. So make sure, here's your essential question, your big idea. Make sure you have the important keys template, which if you have the student workbooks, students have it right in there, which is right there. A little small, but that's all right. And make sure you have whatever the graphic organizer you're going to use available. Problem solving board rubrics, because they're going to continue with the problem solving board. A point on any of these lessons, actually, if you don't have the primary digital device or tool mentioned in the lesson, adapt the essential question and the big idea to your tool. So that's all you have to do. If you can't put borders or you can't put extra layers on one of these, then that's perfectly okay. Then look at the essential question and say, how do I make sure that they are getting this and able to answer this essential question, and they get this big idea with the tools I have. Very rarely, and I'd like to say never, but you never say never, is there a time where the steps we ask you to take with students are only apply to one digital device. And if you think that's the case, definitely post it in the discussion board or get a hold of me and I'll help you adapt it to your device. Okay, start with questions on homework. They're third graders, so they have homework every week, which is just practicing their homework, but make sure they're not having any problems. Remind them 15 minutes a couple times a week. Continue with the problem solving board. You have information in earlier lessons on that. And then review the important keys keyboard quiz. Here it's all filled out, and here's the quiz they will take. They will work in small groups to take this. There's a full-size copy in the lesson on keyboarding, so they can go back there and fill it in, take a screenshot, send it to you with their names on it, and then erase it so no one else can use it. And that's all they have to do. Don't give them more than 7 to 10 minutes on this. It's not that many keys, and you don't want them stressing over it. So just give them 7 to 10 minutes, and then they're done. You might even use it as the class warm-up. They walk in class, they find their partner, they go somewhere where they can't see a keyboard, and they start filling it in. Okay. So for this graphic organizer, they're going to work in groups also. So have them find their group and then discuss it. Discuss graphic organizers, visual learning. These are examples they've done in the past. So how does this make it clearer than this text written here? You have to read through everything in this text. Here you kind of see, okay, there's 3 main ideas. I can tell that already. Here I can see, okay, there's about 7 main ideas, and each builds on the other. So graphic organizers do a great job of communicating information. In this case, we're going to talk about sets. Now, if you want to do a graphic organizer that isn't dependent on sets, then you don't have to follow this. What you want to do then is just pick the graphic organizer that works for your group. And this one, we're using the target, and we're putting one idea in the center, and we're building around it like a universe. And we're talking about Joey and classmates, but this could also be the universe where they have the center is Earth, and then we have the solar system, we have the universe, we have, I really skipped a lot of steps. How about we have your city in the center, and then we have the state, we have the continent, we have the hemisphere, we have the planet, we have, and builds from there. So what they're doing is they're saying Earth, my city is located in there, and that's located in here, and they're building on those. And I think that's the example down here. It's the same idea as using this group of kids in the class. So whichever resonates better with your students is a good one to use. It's subsets and sets are a pretty sophisticated concept. So introduce it, but students won't have to learn that for another couple years. What they're thinking of is dividing things into groups, grouping things for better understanding. And actually some curricula do use sets and subsets in third grade. So if you're one of those, you're spot on. Okay, you can use one of these examples from a graphic organizer that you can find online. Let's see where I have the links for that. I think they're down. Here's Kidspiration and Educreations, or you can just draw it here and just draw and then have it there. And that's fine too. That's tactile. That shows students are drawing it and then they're building out from there. And I think that's probably about it. Couple reminders: when students save, and they want to save this work because they're using it next week, why do they have to put their name on the file name? Discuss that with them, and then show them what happens when someone just saves it as Doc1 or Visual Organizer rather than Murphy Visual Organizer. And just show them what happens there. Show them the difference between that. And I think that will be all it takes to convince them. So no, I think that's it. Let me see if there's anything in the student workbooks. I think we're good. Yep, we're good. All right, guys. They have some extensions if they have extra time, so they can go through these. A good exit ticket, since we're talking about categories and sets, is have the students line up by category or sets as they're preparing to leave class. Okay, guys. Let me know if you have questions. Post them on our discussion board. Have a great week. Bye.